Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School, and I wanted to give some quick information, advice, however you want to take it. I was asked about this, so I thought I'd answer this question. One of you sent the question in. Feel free to put other questions below in the comments if you have something you want me to address. I want to talk about at least four things you should understand about dating an entrepreneur. A lot of people want to date entrepreneurs once they start making money. Very few people are happy dating an entrepreneur when they're just getting started. Also, sometimes somebody can flip the script on you and decide they want to leave that comfortable job and become an entrepreneur. And I'm going to tell you right now that how you handle that situation will play a big part in whether your relationship survives or not. I've seen a lot of people whose relationships have died right before my very eyes because they were on one track and then their partner decided, hey, I have a dream, I'm going to go in a different direction, and the other partner didn't accept it, or the other partner was threatened by it, or felt competitive with it, or whatever it was, and it just didn't work out. Let me jump in and give you some tips on how to date an entrepreneur. The first tip I would give you is understand what happens with an entrepreneur's time. You see, regular people, most people, they work, they have jobs. They have a schedule. They have a 9 to 5 sort of thing going on where when they're not at work, they're not thinking about work. When they are at work, it's all about work. Entrepreneurs don't have that. Entrepreneurs have a lot more flexibility, which is great, especially if they work at home. Like I work at home, and which means I'm always available, sort of. And I'm in the house a lot, working, or when I'm not on the road. But the thing about it is that just because I'm home doesn't mean I'm available, right? So a lot of times there can be a challenge where one, if I'm home all day, you might think that I'm available to go to the grocery store and pick up the mail and do all these other things, but I might be like, look, I got stuff to do. I'm busy. I got meetings just like you do. And sometimes you have people that may not understand that. They may not get that. But the other thing too is that when you're the boss, the buck stops with you. So that means that you work until the job is done. There's no such thing as like, oh, it's quitting time, so I'm not going to think about the business anymore. If the business is struggling and you're a good entrepreneur, you're going to feel compelled to want to stay with the problem until the problem is solved. So if you date an entrepreneur, just know they're gonna have flexibility, but not as much free time as a 9 to 5er, and may not necessarily recognize weekends or holidays the way everybody else does. A lot of people kind of work themselves into the ground during the week, and then the weekends they just kind of let it all go. They go on vacation, they let it all go. When 5 o'clock hits, they let it all go. An entrepreneur kind of keeps it with them all day, or all year, on various levels, but it's just a little more toned down because they have freedom and flexibility. So it's like you gain the freedom and flexibility, but you also have to keep it with you. You always have to know what your business is up to. I compare it to a mother with her kids. A mom with her kids always knows where her kids are at, even if they're with somebody else. She's spending most of her time with her children. She's thinking about her children a lot. And there's no separation between a mother and their child. And the thing about a business dream is that that's your dream. You gave birth to that dream, so that dream really is your child, which actually gets to my next point. If you date an entrepreneur, you got to support their dream. If you don't support their dream, your relationship is in serious jeopardy of coming to an end. There's a good chance it won't last because imagine if you date somebody and you have kids and they tell you, I love you a lot, but I hate your kids. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to be around them. Just when they come, when you bring when you got the kids, just stay away from me, right? That's not a person that you're gonna want to be in love with for very long. And I've seen relationships fall apart because one partner did not support the dream of the other. I've seen maybe a husband who got jealous because his wife was getting more attention than him or making more money than him suddenly. I've seen wives who just said, "Oh, well, your idea is bad. I think it's stupid. I'm not going to support that." And unfortunately, people tend to gravitate toward people who support them. So if you're in a relationship And if the entrepreneur's in a relationship, they're not being supported by their partner, they're probably going to lean toward people that do support them, because entrepreneurs need emotional support. There's not sort of this structured corporate validation that people get when they go work a job. Like, you go work at IBM, then you get the validation of saying, I'm with IBM and I'm important, blah, 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 blah. When you're an entrepreneur, you're starting this raggedy ass little business that nobody's heard of, and you're building that brand on your own. It can be very lonely in the beginning, and if you're not supporting, then just know it ain't gonna work out too much. So if you want to really get into the good graces, so it is a risk that, if you don't support, but it's an opportunity too, right? So if you really want to get in the good graces of the entrepreneur in your life, support what they're doing. Give them, figure out what they need and give it to them. If they need emotional support, give that. They need a cheerleader, give them that. If they need some capital, maybe pump some capital into the company, either some labor, which is human capital, or some finances, like hey, I'll invest in your business. I think your business is great, or I'll loan you some money. I knew a guy who had a woman that wanted to marry him very badly, but he wanted to be an entrepreneur, and the problem was that he didn't have enough money to, which was actually going to get to my next point. He didn't have enough money to fly and go see her, because they had a long distance relationship. He didn't have the money to fly and go see her and put money into his business. So he asked her. He said, "Look, can you please consider?" His girlfriend had a lot of more money than him. Like, she'd saved up tens of thousands of dollars, and he was like, "Can you loan me like $4,000 or $5,000 so I can get this business off the ground?" And she said no. And their relationship was over in a month, because he said, I can't. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't like, oh, well, because you didn't give me any money, I'm out. No, it was, for him, it was a simple calculation. It was like, I can't afford you and this relationship at the same time. And I know you got money, and I know you can support me if you wanted to. But number one, you don't believe in me. Number two, you're not helping me get the capital I need. Number three, you're expecting me to endure this strain of paying to go see you and paying to run this business. Just for practical reasons, I can't do it. So he ended up ending the relationship. So ultimately, if you don't support the entrepreneur in your life, then it ain't gonna work. I just want you to know that. I 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't work. Three, which leads to the next issue: money. Entrepreneurs don't have the same kind of money stream. Their money tends to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's like the New Edition song, tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Right? Like, entrepreneurs tend to be attracted to people who can go through the ups and downs with them and still stay steady, stay cool, stay strong. Maybe the fact that you're working a 9 to 5 and bringing in a steady paycheck gives the entrepreneur the security they need to know they can go out and take some chances, right? The best thing you can say to an entrepreneur, I believe, is, look, I got you. I got your back. If things go bad, it's all good. We got the bills paid. Let's save some money. Let's make sure we're caved out and bunkered down and we're good. So entrepreneurs tend to have their money drained. They also tend to have up and down money in the beginning. Later on, when you're making big money, everybody wants to date you because you're rich now. But in the beginning, the entrepreneur, the smart entrepreneur, appreciates that person who was there when it was tough and was cool with that, right? So the money does get sucked up a lot when you're an entrepreneur. I mean, you're a one-person corporation sometimes, and it's very, very difficult. I know that when I first started my business, every penny I had went into my business pretty much. I was making a lot of money at Syracuse University, like $115,000 a year, but all that money was getting eaten up by my business. So if you dated me, if you're a gold digger dating me because you thought I was a rich guy, well, I was going to disappoint you real fast. I was like, because literally 80-90% of my money was going toward my dream. Last but not least, I would say that in general, make sure that you're just ready for that ride. Just make sure that you're ready for that risk. Make sure that you're ready for the challenge. And if you're ready for the ride, I think there are a lot of rewards along the way. Entrepreneurs have, great, once they become successful, they have a lot of freedom and flexibility regular people don't have. The creativity opens up possibilities that you never imagined. A successful entrepreneur gets a chance to make insane amounts of money if they're good at what they do. You can travel around the world. You get to live a life that's a little bit different. And I'm a big believer in this old saying that says, you spend a few years living like nobody else will, so you can spend the rest of your life living like nobody else can. And I know that played out in my life, and and I think it can play out in yours as well. So make sure you support your partner. Do not let them go out there by themselves trying to do this, take this on by themselves, because believe me, when they feel emotionally abandoned, it's going to come back. It's going to circle back. Anyway, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share button, and subscribe button. Also, if you have an interest in learning how to be an entrepreneur, feel free to take our entrepreneurship program at the Black Business School. The first month is totally free. It's at blackmoney103.com. That's blackmoney103.com. Black Money 103 is our part of our Black Money sequence 101 through 106. So anyway, so what I'll say to you guys as well is I'd like for you, if you could, please hit that thumbs up button, share button, and subscribe button. Please share this video with an entrepreneur that you know, and also give them encouragement. And given that I happen to be a black man and I believe in supporting black business, I will say to you, if you see your friend on social media starting their business, don't just sit there and watch. Have their back. Go to battle with them. Let them know that you're in it with them. Buy products from them. Send, refer your friends to them. Share their posts on your social media. Little things like that make a huge difference when somebody's out here feeling like they're trying to do stuff by themselves. It's just not fun. When all your friends think that you're annoying because you got this business started and they're just looking at you like you're stupid. When they're sitting there, they got the 9 to 5. They're playing it safe. But they're looking at you like you crazy because you dare to have the same dream as a Henry Ford or a Thomas Edison or a Sam Walton, and I would say that maybe you can learn something from the big dreamers. Don't just don't just try to benefit when things go good. Everybody wants to be friends with the entrepreneur when they become rich. Support them when they're not rich. And the littlest things can make a big difference. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Please hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button, and all that good stuff. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. And also, we have books like Powernomics and things like that on our site. So if you're interested in books like that, please go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. So I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. Peace.